my student ID, my Sixth Amendment audience as requested. Hello, everyone. The United States is in a serious crisis due to inappropriate use of firearms. Too many guns and assault weapons are landing into the wrong hands. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't want to violate anybody's Second Amendment rights, which is the right to keep and bear arms. Without these rights, citizens will be left exposed and won't be able to protect their families as well as their homes. Therefore, anybody applying for any weapon should be required to go through a background check. This bill was tabled when James Brady, former White House press secretary, was shot in the head with an attempt assassination on President Ronald Reagan. The secretary was left paralyzed and confined to a wheelchair because the person that did the shooting had mental health issues and was able to purchase a gun. And this came from CNN Edition. The National Rifle Association has been against stricter measures to control guns, citing that it's essential for personnel to protect themselves and the president with it. That people need guns to protect themselves. And this was cited by Peter Rousey. A study on November 26, 2013 shows that the murder rate increased with the rate of guns ownership in the country, an increase. But also, according to the NRA, 2.5 million cases with the use of of self-defense, which a lot of guns has been purchased at the time. Now, the main thing is guns are being purchased at gun shows. Gun shows is not licensed. Anybody can go there, show your ID, purchase a handgun. This is where half of the crime is coming from. That's why gun control should be a little stricter. Unregistered making is impossible to get an arrest. This was cited by C Streets, stating that the federal government is now looking at the age limit now, which is the age limit is 18 years old for rifles and shotguns in most states, and you got to be 21 years old to purchase a handgun. And this was cited by Bendu Collison. Mandatory lock should be put on all guns, especially when you have a small child in the home. When I say mandatory lock, this is a lock that is on my 380. It's a mandatory lock. It's hard to get off. If you try to take this off, you'll break the whole trigger off. The gun will be useless afterwards. So that's the mandatory lock that should be on everything. Because of a lot of burglaries, a lot of guns are being stolen, a lot of crime are being committed out here. That's why the background check is important, and it will weed out a lot of people with mental health issues. And this was cited by Michael Wunz as well as George Stones. The NRA stated that the Second Amendment should not be subject to unnecessary changes because you take away their rights. They're so busy worrying about their rights and not busy worrying about all these massacres that's going on here in the United States. And to understand the value of human life, it's peaceful and consistent. This was cited by Peter Ronan as well as Benjamin Miller. I'm going to show you two photos here. One is Adam Lanza. Adam Lanza was 20 years of age. Adam Lanza decided to go to Sandy Hook Elementary School with all these weapons. And he committed such a bad massacre, he killed 20 young kids and 6 educators. All these guns was registered to his mother, who he killed prior to coming here. The gun law should be stricter because Adam had a serious mental illness in which he was able to walk in the gun store to get an ammunition for each and every one of these guns to commit that crime that he committed. The two individuals here, Nicholas Cruz as well as Dylan Roof, they're not good people either. They also committed massacres. Nicholas Cruz posted on Facebook that I'm going up to that school and I want to kill 20 people and I have nothing to live for. His Smith & Wesson AR-15 he bought prior to the massacre a year before that, in which he had mental health issues. And he was able to purchase this weapon, and he wound up killing 17 people at this Florida school and injuring several others. Mr. Roof, as you can see his Confederate flag in his hand and whatnot, he decided to walk into an AME Baptist church with the .45 caliber Glock that he purchased, in which the gun law should have been stricter because he had a felony drug conviction, which he should never have been able to purchase that weapon. He wound up killing 9 people. 9 people at a church and whatnot. You think you're safe anywhere? You're not. I just want to say thank you, and I'm opening up the floor to questions. If you can shine the thing at him while he asks me this question.
What is the president doing about the guns controls issue?
Now that's a funny thing. That's an excellent question though. The president is siding with the NRA. The president states that he should, any people with mental health issues that's not committed are able to purchase a handgun. That's the wrong thing. Because as these people that I mentioned over here on my visual aid boards, they have mental health issues. They was not committed, but they committed heinous acts.